Cornelius, catch! What's up guys, Cornelius Franklin here, and today we're going to be talking about... Ow! Seems to be happening a lot since I did that teleportation in a previous video. Anyway, today we're going to be talking about how to do a whip pan transition. So let's dive into that. So whip pan transitions, what are they? Let me just get the jacket off. We're indoors now, it's not cold. So whip pan transitions, there are two main ways of doing them. One is kind of in camera on the actual moment, and the other is actually to shoot some stuff on your camera previously, which you can add into there. So we'll demonstrate both of these different methods and show you how to do them. So the first method, if grab the camera, is, so with your camera, you're going to, it's alright, anyway, with your camera, as you're filming whatever's happening, what you're going to do is, as soon as the motion has stopped, you're going to whip it out from the shot. And then with the next shot, what you're going to do is whip it into the next shot for the next video clip. And then in post, what you're going to do is you're going to split the clip. As soon as there's that few frames of motion blur, you're going to split it there and split it into the next clip at the same motion blur place, and it's going to cut one to the other. So it's super simple. Anyone can do this. You can do this in any editing software. The other method is one where you actually use a piece of other video footage in between the two. So you haven't actually planned to do the whip pan transition necessarily, so you haven't actually done your whip pan in camera on the actual shot, but you want to use one anyway. This is a method which I've used a couple of times in a few of my videos. And for this one, what you're going to do is you're actually going to just record some motion blur in your location where you're filming, and you're going to build up basically a library of motion blur effect type things, which is just video footage of motion blur which can be cut into any of your videos. So for this, you're just going to do some different whips, some different tilts, pans. You can even roll your camera if you like. You could even just shake your camera and use something like that. So there's a lot of stuff you can use this for. Now, whip pan transitions can be used for far more than just transitioning from one shot to the other. You can use them creatively, such as earlier in the shot when I teleported into here, I just, as I kind of sneezed with the camera here, I shook the camera down this way, and then when I came into here, I went down and back up and then carried on the shot from there, which is kind of, it's going to create that motion blur of which, lens cap on the floor, it's going to create that motion blur which you can use to cut from one scene to the other. The other thing you can use is you can use it to be able to catch an axe or a hammer, catch an arrow. So basically what you're going to do is you're going to basically, dropping the camera, use the camera, so you're going to be filming the one person here, they're going to throw the hammer or the axe that way, and then you're going to whip pan over here. During that time there, you're going to cut the camera, and you're going to get the other person there to hold the hammer, and then you're going to pan in really quickly to them, and they're going to act like they've just caught a hammer. So those there are just some different things you can do. You can get creative with it. But the thing I would say with any kind of transitional effect like this is don't use them too much, because if you use them too much, they get kind of boring and, well, you just kind of spoil it and they just get too much there. You can see an example of this here in the video I did, which is why I'm not faking it till I make it. You can see I use the effect of just panning around fairly quickly to cut from one scene to the other fairly regularly, pretty much every cut in that there. And, well, it got a little bit over the top, so you can go and check that one out. Link somewhere, probably down below. So the last thing to really sell this effect is use a sound effect. There's loads of different sound effect libraries. Just use like a sort of whip sort of sound effect, wind or something like that, which just kind of, it sells the effect by making people think, yeah, that camera's moving from one location to another. It's definitely doing that. And that's an easy way of selling the effect. Also, another thing is you can use it kind of for storytelling. So you can have somebody walking down a path and then they look in a particular direction. You can do a whip pan transition from them walking down the path, pan into something which they might be looking at. Or I used it in a PT video. So I had somebody, they were doing a slam ball, throwing it into a wall, and then to show, basically, they were doing this one here and what it's used for. So we had it whip pan round and they were doing kind of boxing against one of those like hanging down punchy things. I don't know what they're called. If you like this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up. It does make a difference. And leave a comment down below if you've got any kind of filmmaking or photography questions which you'd like answered. And hit the subscribe button. We have videos coming out every single week on film related subjects, be it editing, cinematography, sound, that sort of stuff. So see you guys next Monday.